Yo, it's your boy Burnard, and welcome to another episode of the Blerd Podcast, where I'm discussing everything nerdy that has caught my eye this week. So, we got some Superman news, and some of it, well, hell, none of it is good. People are just being people, and lazy people are just being lazy people. So let's just talk about people being people first, okay? So one of the first things that everyone has been talking about is the TV spot that came out, I want to say on Wednesday. And everyone's talking about David Cornsweat's face. All right. So it got to the point where James Gunn had to come out and say, hey, we're not using any CG in this scene. Okay? So he actually said there's absolutely zero CG in his face. People's faces look different when you put a wide angle lens up close. The background plate and Svalbard is 100% as real as David. The key phrase there is in his face. Clearly there's CGI in the shot, both with the combination and integration of the images. Probably the movement of the cape and maybe more, but we're specifically talking about the face here. This just goes to show me that people don't know shit about cameras. And unfortunately, I do feel like Kanye at this point, where he was talking about Gaga becoming the, what the hell was she, the art director of Polaroid? Anyway, I'm going to put the clip here and basically, listen.
If you can communicate this product, you can make money off the product. Because look at Gaga. She's the creative director of Polaroid. I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras?
So with that said, y'all clearly don't know shit about cameras. So usually if someone's face kind of looks like uncanny valley-ish, you are going to be using a wide angle lens, and they're going to be specifically like up close. So there's a difference between, you know, actually zooming in on someone from a distance versus them being like directly in front of the camera. So usually, like, if you want like a good close shot, you usually set someone at an angle. That's why whenever you like go to like a corporation or like your graduation pictures, you're not necessarily dead center to the front of the camera. You're always at an angle like so. I'm not blurring my background so y'all can see my graduation photo, but it's literally like right there. Well, you can't even see it. I would have to like tilt the computer up. But like I said, it's blurred, so you can't see it. So the closer you are to the camera, it just widens out. It's a fisheye lens, basically. And it gives you that dispersion of background. But yeah, so he's done this shot before and nobody complained about it. He did it in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Go back and, you know what, I'll actually put the clip here while I'm talking about it, where Adam Warlock is flying. DC has even done it before James Gunn. They did it with Black Adam. I feel like it's a shot that's been done multiple times. But yeah, people just want to complain because it's mainly the Snyder bros who want Zack Snyder to fucking come back. And guess what? He's not coming back, okay? If he is, it's not anytime soon, especially not to work on Superman. Okay, because I actually said this to somebody on, I want to say it was Twitter. I'm like, Zack Snyder, David S. Goyer, Christopher Nolan, because he worked on Man of Steel, and Chris Terrio didn't know jack diddly squat about Superman. So there was very little quote unquote heroic Superman moments. You know, like I said, I think I've said it before on this podcast, you didn't see Superman save anybody like out of a tree. Like they got it, just threw in too many Jesus allegories, like with the people like grabbing him on his cape and shit, and like the lady in the flood reaching up to him and he's just sitting there hovering. Save the lady, she's about to drown. And that might be the name of the episode, because I was originally thinking about naming it just movie stuff. But yeah, so it was an artistic choice to put that shot there. But hell, who knows? He might even take it out now, because the estate of Superman's co-creator is trying to stop James Gunn's movie from releasing internationally. So I'm like, wait, what? So if you live in Australia, Canada, Ireland, or even the United Kingdom, there's a chance you might not get to see Superman. So Joseph Schuster's estate just filed a lawsuit against Warner Brothers trying to block the release of the film because it believes the company doesn't own the proper rights in those countries, which makes no sense. So this actually came out from Deadline, and so this is basically a copyright law for those specific countries. So Superman creators Simon and Schuster, not Simon and Schuster, that's a book company, Siegel and Schuster, all right, signed over worldwide rights to the character in 1938 for $130. Keep in mind, this was 1938, so yes, it was $130. That was a lot of money then. Also, they were Canadian, so who knows what the exchange rate was. So they exchanged rights for the character in 1938 for $130. And while that agreement still stands in many places, it doesn't necessarily stand anywhere. In the UK, for example, that deal reverts back to the original owner 25 years after their death. So Schuster died in 92 and Siegel died in 96. And the lawsuit, which was filed in a federal court district of New York, says, by operation of law, Schuster's foreign copyrights automatically reverted to his estate in 2017 at most of these territories, and in 2021 in Canada, yet defendants continue to exploit Superman across these jurisdictions without the Schuster's estate's authorization, including motion pictures, television series, and merchandise in direct contravention of these these countries' copyright laws, which require the consent of all joint copyright orders to do so. So the lawsuit is seeking damages and injunctive relief for defendants' ongoing infringement in Canada, the UK, Ireland, and Australia, as well as the declaratory relief establishing the Schuster's estate ownership rights across relevant jurisdictions. So a spokesperson for Warner actually said, we fundamentally disagree with the merits of the lawsuit and we will vigorously defend our rights. So keep in mind, this movie is supposed to be coming out this summer, July 11th. And it's always something with the Siegels in the Schuster estate, because to this day they still make money off of Superman. So I want to say it was 2005. When was Infinite Crisis? Let me look this up real quick. Yes, Infinite Crisis. Okay, so 2005, 2006. So there was a lawsuit that was around this time, because that's when Superman Returns was also coming out. And the lawsuit was slightly different. It was like, hey, you can't use this, and this. You can only use Superman. So you can't do any objective versions of the character. Because if you go back and watch Superman Returns, Clark Kent was a black guy for a second. He knocked up Lois and left. I know, dry humor, but dark humor, whatever. So when Infinite Crisis came out, DC didn't necessarily know what to do. So they limboed, I believe they limboed Supergirl, and they killed Superboy. So we went like a good 10, no, not 10. We went like a good 4 or 5 years without any Superboy. So they killed Connor Kent. And that really pissed me off when I found out like the whole backstory of the Siegels and Schusters just being money hungry. I don't think they did anything like this when Man of Steel came out. And I think the workaround for that would have been because nobody called the movie wasn't called Superman, because the title of Man of Steel did not come from the Siegels and the Schusters. That came from I want to say that came from John Byrne in the 80s, when he basically kind of retconned Superman's history after Crisis. But they could have done it for Batman v Superman. I don't know. I don't remember any lawsuit issues coming up then. But yeah, I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's like, you're still getting money. So why are you trying to stop the movie from coming out in Australia, Canada, Ireland, and the UK? Because at that point, if you're going to do that, you're just going to stop yourself from getting money. Or you just want more money. I'm just over the Siegels and the Schusters, and well, in this case, it's the Schuster estate. because before it was just, hey, you guys got to figure out something with the rights for the character. So that was the first two stories. Next story. So Netflix put out their sizzle reel for stuff that's coming out in, this year, so 2025. So Stranger Things, final couple episodes of Cobra Kai, dropping in a week or so. What else? There was something else. I can't remember what it was. But they Wednesday. And they also announced that the Sandman will be returning after 3 years. It's amazing that, you know, how me and Samir have conversations about shit like this. About how basically the pandemic fucked up the entertainment industry. But the Sandman has been canceled. Season 2 will indeed be the last season. And a lot of people are saying that maybe it's because of all the Neil Gaiman allegations. So Neil Gaiman is a comic book writer. He is also an author. He has written a lot of books that have been adapted into TV shows. So American Gods, Good Omens, everyone's favorite, Coraline, Anansi Boys. But yeah, he's just been hit with like sexual allegations for a good minute now. I'm actually going to the Wikipedia page of Neil Gaiman. So it said in July 2024, 5 women accused Gaiman of sexual assault and abuse. All 5 were interviewed on the Tortoise Media podcast, mastered the allegations against Neil Gaiman. One, using the pseudonym Claire, was also interviewed by the New York Times. Claire described a non-consensual kissing and groping by Gaiman after meeting him on a book tour event, with Gaiman making a $65,000 payment to her on August 22. A woman identified as Kay also met Gaiman at a book signing, said that during their relationship, he subjected her to painful sex that she neither wanted nor enjoyed. Scarlett Pavlovich was a former nanny of Gaiman and his I guess his former wife. I didn't look at his personal relationship, but they just got her last name here, Palmer. Amanda Palmer. Okay, so Palmer's child alleges that Gaiman sexually assaulted her within hours of their first meeting in February 2022. Pavlovich recalled that, saying that Amanda told me I couldn't have you after the assault. According to one of Palmer's friends, Palmer had previously told Gaiman, "You could really hurt this person and break her. Keep your hands off of her." She said the Gaiman had anal sex with her in the presence of his son. Okay. A former tenant of Gaiman's named Carolyn Wallner alleges that he demanded sexual favors in exchange for being allowed to continue living on his property. Wallner said that one occasion Gaiman grabbed her hand and placed it on his penis while his young son was asleep in the same bed. The writer Julia Hobsbawm accused Gaiman of aggressive, unwanted past and described how Gaiman pushed her onto a sofa and French kissed her in 1986. In September 2024, Disney had halted production of the film adaptation of The Graveyard Book due to a variety of factors, including the sexual assault allegations against Gaiman. The same month, production on season 3 of Good Omens was put on hold. Gaiman ultimately left the project in October. In January 2025, New York Magazine published a cover story detailing the allegations against Gaiman, which was published online on Vulture, including interviews with 4 of the women who had previously spoken to Tortoise Media, as well as 4 more women. Later the same month, Dark Horse Comics announced that they would cut ties with Gaiman over the allegations, including canceling his ongoing comic adaptation of Anansi Boys. A week later, Netflix announced that The Sandman was canceled and the series was set to conclude with the 2nd season. And Gaiman was also dropped by his agent, Casarado Ramsey. So yeah, I was never like a super big fan of Neil Gaiman's comics. I think the only thing I read was like a few like DC books. Like, hold on, I'm going to his bibliography right now. So, like I said, he's been doing comics since like the 80s. Secret, or don't even know what that is. So he did a Wednesday Comics anthology for Metamorpho. I read that. I feel like I read more from him on DC. Didn't read Solo. Oh, that's what it was. Batman 686 and Detective Comics 853. I felt like I read a Superman story by him, but I guess not. Nothing from Vertigo. And I guess he hasn't done anything with Marvel. But, so yeah. Moral of the story. Keep your hands to your goddamn self, okay? And obviously, I watched Lucifer on Fox. Oh, he did do Marvel. Let's see what he did with Marvel. He was a consultant for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, issues 5 through 8, due to the Marvel debut of his character that he created, named Angela. I did not read the Miracle Man stuff. Didn't read 1602. Did not read the original Eternals miniseries he did. And I read the short from Amazing Fantasy 1000. But yeah, so, you know, sucks for all you Sandman fans out there, because me and Samir reviewed that show and I couldn't finish it. It was just slow and fucking boring. See how I'm zoomed in and my face is kind of, well, I leaned into the camera, but yeah, so that's what the camera did with David Cornsweat. Taking a break, be right back, listen to the ad for Dubby.
This episode is brought to you by Dubby. Dubby gives you focus and energy without the crash and jitters. It has no sugar, fillers, or artificial dyes. Mix 1 packet or scoop into 8 or 12 ounces of water. Stir or shake well. Some powderiness is normal, and it has all the important vitamins. So this has vitamin C, B3, B6, and B12. And it's made from coffee fruit extract. So drink it and go conquer a task. And go to Dubby.gg and use my promo code AngryBlerd10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. That's Dubby.gg with promo code AngryBlerd10. Dubby.
All right, I'm back. Do you guys like scary movies? Cause we got some Scream news. So Scott Foley, who was in Scream 3, is returning for Scream 7, who played Roman Bridger, who was the film director and half-brother of Sidney Prescott, who was revealed to be the Ghostface killer in Scream 3. So everyone's like, how the hell is he coming back? You know, he died. You know, he got shot multiple times. And they shot him in the head just to make sure.
Be careful, Sid. Randy said the killer's always superhuman.
Yeah, well, he wasn't superhuman, Dewey. He wasn't superhuman at all.
Doing what? Head! Shoot him in the head!
Because, you know, Dewey killed him. And so Deadline's like, oh, you know, it's possible that he faked his death. That makes no fucking sense. Okay, I think we saw him get shot in the head. It's been so long since I fucking watched Scream 3. But yeah, so he's coming back. Also, speaking of people coming back from the dead in Scream, Matthew Lillard is coming back as Stu Macher, you know, from the first movie. So I'm just like, can we just like get some explanations on this? Because the only thing I can think of with both these characters coming back is their flashbacks or hallucinations of some sort. Like Melissa Barrera's character had something very similar to that in Scream 5, because she found out that her father was the one and only Billy Loomis, played by Skeet Ulrich from the first movie. And guess what? Skeet reprised his role. They de-aged him, and you know, he was there as a ghost.
How you doing, Sam? Antipsychotics aren't working as well as they used to, are they?
Fuck you.
You can't run from who you are, Sam. I'm just trying to help. Hey, when are you gonna tell her why all this is happening?
Not a ghost face though. I tried. Fuck y'all. But so yeah, there's not many factors that have been released about this movie. We just know like who else is in. So it's supposed to be coming out, I believe I said February of next year. But yeah, so we got Scott Foley, Matthew Lillard, Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, Mason Gooding, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Isabel May, Celeste O'Connor, Asa German, McKenna Grace, Sam Reckner, Anna Camp, Joel McHale, and Mark Consuelos. Okay, Mark Consuelos. It's nice to see, you know, you out here doing other things besides, you know, the show with your wife. And for those of you, if the name Asa German sounds familiar, he is he's Sam from Gen V, and obviously McKenna Grace is from the more recent Ghostbusters movies. Isabel May was on Young Sheldon. She's also on one of the goddamn Yellowstone spinoffs. Sam Reckner was in The Fablemans. Mark Consuelos played Veronica's father on Riverdale. Everybody knows Joel McHale from Community. Anna Camp is from Pitch Perfect, and she was on Hysteria, which is on Peacock, so check that out. It's actually a pretty funny show. Celeste O'Connor, unfortunately, was in Madam Web. Celeste was also in, what else was Celeste in? Oh, Freaky. If you haven't seen Freaky, check out Freaky. It's literally Freaky Friday, but horror. Okay, very good movie. All right. All right, what is my next story? All right, next story is simply Sony. And I hope it's true. I really hope it's true. Like, so Sony announced that they had an untitled Marvel film that was supposed to come out this June has been removed from its release calendar. So I'm just like, what movie could that have been? Because we haven't heard anything about anything that was filming. But yeah, it's just like, who knows what the hell it was, because even the article from Variety says that it was originally set for June 27th premiere, has been removed from their release calendar. The decision comes after their Spider-Man spinoff Kraven the Hunter bombed the holiday season, grossing $61 million worldwide with a budget of $110 million. You know why it bombed? Because we didn't want this shit, okay? We didn't want Kraven the Greenpeace man, okay? We wanted Kraven the Hunter, okay? We wanted the guy to hunt the most dangerous things out there. And for some dumb reason, you never used Spider-Man, although there was nothing in the agreement that you guys made with Marvel that said that you couldn't use it, because you referenced Spider-Man and fucking Morbius, and that was it. It's just like, you fucking idiots. Next story. So, did you guys see the trailer for Sinners? Because this movie is getting me more and more, and I'm just like, can someone tell me what the hell is going on? So I am going to actually do what I do best. Well, I don't know if I do it best, but do what I've been doing recently, and doing a live watch of the trailers. So I saw this and I was just like, oh my god.
We've been gone a long time. We back now. You twins? Nah, we cousins.
So we got Michael B. Jordan doing twin duty. Wumi Masoka's in this bitch.
You can conjure spirits from the past and the future. This gift can bring fame and fortune.
Will somebody take me in your eyes?
But it also can pierce the veil between life and death.
Listen here, this ain't no house party.
And everything I've seen looks actually amazing.
Y'all ready to drink? Y'all ready to sweat till y'all stank?
You want some?
You keep dancing with the devil.
Careful, boy. You gonna bite off more than you can chew.
One day he's gonna
Freaky ass nigga, he gets 69 God. That Delroy Lindo?
Oh, we heard tale of a party. This world already left you for dead. I can save you from your fate.
You don't need no saving.
Yes, you do. And you are? I am. Your way out. Don't cry. It's all better now.
Oh, damn.
Yes, I lied to you. I don't believe in magic. Ghosts, demons. Just power. Somebody please take me.
We gonna kill every last one of you.
I don't know how I feel about Haley Steinfeld being a vampire.
Come on, open the door, let on out here. Say, it's you? Of course it's me, open the door.
That ain't your brother.
Okay, so Michael B. Jordan,
Yes, ma'am.
Haley Steinfeld, Miles Canton,
think I shot myself.
Jack O'Connell, Wunmi Masoka, Jamie Lawson, Omar Miller, Lee Jun Lee, and Delroy Lindo. So I did not watch this trailer. I'm trying to get into the aspect of giving y'all my live reactions to shit. But so, like I said, Michael B. Jordan's on double duty. You know, we've seen people do it before. Lindsay Lohan, Tom Hardy. There was somebody else who did it before, and I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank on it. But I did not know that Haley Steinfeld was going to be a vampire. Should have known. And it looks like one of the twins, Stack, will be possessed. And it looks like it's more than just vampires in this damn movie. So, it looks like, you know, we got ghosts because they're channeling the spirits. Maybe somebody made a deal with the devil. I don't know. But apparently Christopher Nolan gave advice on filming the movie with 6mm film. And composer Ludwig Göransson was on set daily, and he got an executive producer credit. So shout out to Ludwig Göransson. He does a lot of music for stuff. I believe he did the music for The Mandalorian. What else has he done music for? But he is a very good composer. He did music for Creed 2, both Black Panthers, and Oppenheimer and Tenet. Oh, so Turning Red, Fruitvale Station, Venom. You lose me right there, buddy. But yeah, so April 18th, gotta try to do a get together for that. And the synopsis of this movie is trying to leave their troubled lives behind. Twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. You keep dancing with the devil, one day he's going to follow you home. So yeah, written and directed by Academy nominated filmmaker Ryan Coogler. Center stars Jordan in a dual role, joined by Oscar nominee Haley Steinfeld, Jack O'Connell, Wunmi Masoka, Jamie Lawson, Omar Miller, Miles Canton, and Delroy Lindo. The film is produced by Zinzi Coogler, Sev Onahan, and Ryan Coogler. The executive producers are Ludwig Göransson, Will Greenfield, and Rebecca Cho. So, yeah, definitely cannot wait to see this. But can we just stop like giving away everything in trailers, because I didn't want to know that Haley was a vampire, and it would have just been nice to keep that a secret. But what can you do? It looks like it's gonna be awesome though. Okay, so my next story, a video game that I never got to play because it broke my PS3. Yes. Shout out to Samir. He did his best to repair the mother drive like 4 times. He had to resolder it, but then eventually it just kept dying and dying and dying, and it eventually just said, "That's it, we're done." Beyond Two Souls is being adapted into a TV series by Elliot Page, who at the time was Ellen Page, and provided voice work and mocap for this game. So according to Deadline, Page's production company Page Boy acquired the rights from the French game developer Quantic Dream, who did Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, Detroit Become Human, to develop the television series. So the synopsis of the game was: Beyond Two Souls follows a woman named Jodie Holmes, raised in a secret government facility due to her unusual connection to a ghost-like entity named Aiden. Using Aiden, Jodie is tasked with completing a series of military espionage missions while also trying to reclaim her independence in her day-to-day life on the run from the facility that shaped her to be a weapon. In addition to Page and the starring role, the game also featured Willem Dafoe as Nathan Dawkins, who was a doctor taking care of Jodie while seeking to understand Aiden's connection to the afterlife. Page said filming the game was one of the most challenging and fulfilling acting experiences in my career. The story's rich narrative and emotional depth offers us a fantastic foundation. We want to create a unique vision of the characters and their journeys that resonates with fans and newcomers. So, I think I have this on PlayStation Plus, and it's just, I'm always complaining about not having stuff to play, but those Quantic Dream games, they are a lot to deal with, honestly. I might eventually go back and play it, but I don't know yet. So yeah, I mean, they also said that to keep with the game style, Beyond Two Souls will adopt a similar non-linear storytelling perspective. So Matt Jordan Smith, who is Page Boy's head of development and production, said the adaptation will honor the game's legacy while inviting fresh perspectives, delving into questions of survival and how split-second decisions can not just alter our lives, but the lives of others, and those are key to telling this story. So I'm going to check it out if it eventually comes out. But one of the things I'm hesitant about with this series, don't change the story, okay? I get it, Elliot worked on the game, but Elliot is now Elliot and no longer Ellen. So don't change it just because you decided to change. And that's not me being transphobic or anything, but just don't go around changing stuff, okay? That's all I gotta say. But I'm very excited, and I want to check it out when it comes out. So hopefully that'll get off the ground sometime by next year, or maybe we'll even get a trailer this year or something. I don't know, but whenever it comes out, I will be there ready and waiting to watch. Speaking of things that are coming out, and I'm just like, can we please stop doing this? Can we stop? So how many of you have seen The Faculty? You know, the 1998 Miramax movie that starred pretty much everybody who was the hot shit back then. So I did not mean to Google 1998. I meant to Google The Faculty. Like I said, the movie starred everybody who was the hot shit. So people who were in this movie, some of them I forgot were even in this movie. Like Elijah Wood, remembered he was in it. Did not remember Jordana Brewster being in it. Clea Duvall, yes. Laura Harris, no. Josh Hartnett, yes. Sean Hatsoy, no. Forgot he was in it. Selma Hayek was in this movie. Famke Jensen, I knew about her. I don't know who Piper Laurie is. I guess she was one of the moms. Chris McDonald, we all knew Shooter McGavin was in it. BB Newirth, no. Robert Patrick, yes. I remember Robert Patrick being in there. Usher, remembered him being in there. Jon Stewart was in. See? So, Jon Stewart was in this movie. Apparently, somebody named John Abrams was in this movie. He was in House of Wax as well. Summer Phoenix, who is River Phoenix's sister. And Daniel Von Bergen. Oh, damn, he died? he was Mr. Kruger on Seinfeld, who was George's boss. He was also Francis's drill sergeant on Malcolm in the Middle, and he was Chief Grady in Super Troopers. Oh damn, he died 10 years ago. See, Loco, you happy? I found out someone died in real time. So I don't be knowing when everybody be dying, but yeah. So they're remaking The Faculty for some reason, and I did not know Robert Rodriguez directed The Faculty. So yeah, he will be coming on board as an executive producer. And Drew Hancock is attached to write and direct. Drew Hancock has a movie coming out called Companion. That comes out, I believe it came out this week already. Stars, I think, Bradley Cooper, and it's some shit with AI. Oh, Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher. Where'd I get Bradley Cooper from? So, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any promotion for this movie. Maybe I'll check it out. But yeah, I'm like, I know it's only been like a day. I'm recording this on the 1st. It came out on the 31st. It made $4 billion on a $10 million budget. So it's a very indie movie. So hopefully it makes all this money. But yeah, I mean, can we stop remaking the movies? Like, we can make something similar to The Faculty, but it doesn't necessarily have to be The Faculty. But yeah, I think Hollywood's out of original ideas. So something I've been trying to get into on this podcast, but I really haven't, is comic book shit. Okay? And so comic book previews have come out for April, and I want to go over a few of them that I actually plan on getting. It's not just comic books, but the previews book has everything that's coming out in April, from like action figures, helmets, comic books, manga, so on and so forth. But one of the things that I did see that caught my eye was, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm intrigued to see how this is going to work. So somebody that we've all fucking let down in our lives from the 90s, who tried to, tell us, to protect the environment, is getting his own comic book. And you know who the fuck that is? Cue it, Ted Turner. Captain Planet! So yes, Captain Planet is getting his own comic book, okay? It will be coming out on April 23rd. It's written by Daniel Pepos, and the art is by Iman Casellos. And it's got several variant covers. 32 pages. The synopsis is: 5 special young people have been empowered by Gaia, the embodiment of Earth's spirits, with an aspect of our world's elemental forces: earth, fire, wind, water, and heart. With the 5 powers combined, they summon Earth's greatest champion, Captain Planet. But before these would-be eco-warriors can combine their newfound abilities in pursuit of elemental justice, they will have to learn to trust each other, with each member drawn from different and sometimes mutually antagonistic corners of the globe. That's easier said than done. Unfortunately, time is not on their side. When Gaia is kidnapped, the inexperienced Planeteers are forced to come together, whether they're ready or not, to face a well-financed might of Lucian plunder. Even with the fivefold power of Captain Planet on their side, will it be enough to stop the ruthless ingenuity of Earth's exploiters? Find out in the all-new Captain Planet 1 from Red Hot writer David Pepos, who's writing Space Ghost at the moment, and acclaimed artist Iman Casellos, who drew Vampirella, featuring sustainable covers from Mark Spears, Ben Oliver, Christian Ward, and a special connecting series of covers for the first 6 issues by Jay Lee and June Chung. So they say they're cardstock, so I guess that's like the very thick covers. So I don't know if that's recycled or not. But we did get a look at the designs for the characters. So Captain Planet looks like Captain Planet. His design is a little bit different. Like, he's got like the boots aren't thigh high, well, not thigh high, but knee high anymore. It looks like they connect all the way up to the waist. And they made Guy. Who the hell is Guy? Who the hell is Guy? I'm trying to think, 'cause I was thinking that was Matai. Earth. So I don't remember who the original kids were. I remember Kwame was Earth, Wheeler was Fire, Matai was Heart, Linka was Wind. So Guy had to be Water. I don't remember if Guy was a girl or not, but they kind of balanced the team out. So it's 3 boys and 1 girl. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna check this out. I saw some of the interiors; they look awesome. And everyone was like, "Oh, damn, Captain Planet has been through it." But I'm definitely gonna check this out. So April 23rd, I actually need to go to the comic book store and add that to my pull list. Titan Books, they do they basically do like third-party stuff. They don't necessarily have any like things of their own, but they are doing the Arts of Captain America Civil War hardcover book, which is the official art book for Captain America Civil War, the 12th title reissue of the 24-book Marvel Studios Infinity Saga series, published and as a resized matching set. So they've slowly been releasing these with the banner of the Infinity Saga. Like some of the books were like one size, some were smaller sizes. Like I have the the original Age of Ultron book, which I'm gonna grab real quick. Well, it's the Road to the Age of Ultron. It's the art book. I got this at Ollie's a while back, so it's got a nice slipcover. The Avengers A on the background. On the back. So yeah. So I eventually do want to get all those, but they're so damn expensive now, and they're all the way up to Civil War. So I would have to probably spend about a couple $100, if not $1,000. So like, this will come out on April 16th. Yeah, it'll be a couple $100. It's $40, and it's 272 pages. So yeah, there's that. I'm someone who collects helmets. It's an unhealthy obsession of mine. I have I forgot how many helmets I have in storage. I think it's about close to 20 now. Shout out to Loco. Got me the Spider-Man one from Endgame, the Iron Spider. But they announced Hasbro is releasing the Black Series Mandalorian Moff Gideon helmet from season 2 of The Mandalorian. It reads, from Hasbro Toy Group, imagine working for an empire as Moff Gideon, donning the helmet, paying tribute to the sinister Darth Maul with horn-like spikes, include padding for comfortable and adjustable fit. The Black Series helmet features a light-up front visor, interior welcome light FX, plus a display mode. What the fuck? The helmet is detailed to look like a piece of Moff Gideon's Beskar armor from Star Wars The Mandalorian live-action series on Disney+, and is an impressive addition to any fan adult's costume collection. And like all the helmets that Hasbro releases, that one will also be $100. So, who is it? What is the name of these? Play Arts. Play Arts, they usually release highly detailed figures. Majority of the time it's based off of anything from Square Enix. So they're actually getting ready to release a Vincent Valentine in November. They didn't announce the points of articulation or anything, but it is 11.26 inches tall, and it will be $200. I don't know if I'm getting it, but I like Vincent. You know, there's not that many vampires in the world of Final Fantasy at all, but Vincent is a pretty cool one. Udon Comics. Well, Udon Entertainment. So Udon is basically responsible for all of the licensing for Capcom properties, I believe even Mega Man, as far as like releasing comics in America goes. So a game that hasn't been around since the PS1. It was like one of the only fighting games that I really fucked with, and that was Rival Schools. So they are releasing Rival Schools official complete works hardcover. This is $50, so this is like basically the concept art book and gives you the breakdown of all the characters, their original designs, concepts, and whatnot. So it says, Schools Out of Control. Rival Schools is the explosive fan favorite tag team fighting game from Capcom, showcasing the ultimate throwdown between hot-blooded high schoolers. Rival Schools official complete works collects the artwork. Wait, there were 3 games, or did we only get 2 in America? All 3 Rival Schools games, including key art, character illustrations, development sketches, unused character concepts, and more. Fight for honor, fight for reputation, fight for justice. So I don't recall there being 3 Rival Schools games. I thought there were only 2, so that's a surprise to me. You know what, let me look this up real quick. And surprisingly, you guys are getting like almost an hour-long episode, because I still have like a shit ton of stories to go. So yeah, apparently there were 3 games. So there was Rival Schools, United by Fate. That was the first one. That was the one I had. Rival Schools 2, which looks like it was only released in Japan. And Project Justice. Rival Schools 2, which was only released in arcade. Oh, it's on the Capcom Fighting Collection. It's the first one on the Capcom Fighting Collection. That's my question. Because if that's the case, I might have to bite the bullet and get the Capcom Fighting Collection. It is not. Fuck. The last thing it was released was on the PlayStation Vita. Fuck. Alright, so no Rival Schools for me, unfortunately. What is my next story? Oh, yo, y'all leave Anthony Mackie alone, okay? Because Anthony Mackie ain't say nothing that Chris Evans didn't say a decade ago. So, Anthony Mackie was promoting Captain America Brave New World. Instead, in an onstage interview, that Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity, someone who is trustworthy and dependable. So everyone's like, oh, he's saying, Captain America is an American and blah, 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 blah. So Anthony Mackie had to go and do a little bit of damage control. So he posted on his Instagram story and said, let me be clear about this. I'm an American. I'm a proud American. Talking about when taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is an honor of a lifetime. I have the utmost respect for those who serve and have served our country. Cap has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to. And so, like I said, people were losing their shit. And I am so glad that, sometimes Twitter is a good place for information. But a majority of the time, it's just an alt-right cesspool. So I'm actually going to an article that I bookmarked. There, Chris Evans who was he doing an interview with? I'll find it in a second. Comic Book Resources, actually. Why did that just not? Comic Book Movie, not CBR. So they asked him, what does it mean to you to be basically draped in the American flag for this film? He said, well, to me, I'm not trying to get too lost in the American side of it. This isn't a flag-waving movie. It's red, white, and blue, but it just so happens that the character was created in America during wartime when there was a common enemy, even though it is Captain America. I've said it before in interviews. It feels more like he should be called Captain Good. He was created at a time when there was an undeniable evil, and this guy was created to fight that evil. I think everyone could agree that Nazis are bad, and Cap just happens to wear red, white, and blue. So yeah, leave Anthony Mackie alone. Shut the fuck up, because you watched all 3 goddamn Captain America movies, okay? And if you got a problem with it, suck my dick. Next story. Speaking of Chris Evans is just out here, trying to fight off the scoopers and whatnot. Because, it came out about a month ago that he was supposed to be returning for Avengers Doomsday. All right. And, this came from the Wrap, actually. He was doing an interview with Esquire, and he said, yo, you coming back, right? He's like, that's not true, though. This always happens. I mean, it happens every couple of years. Ever since Endgame, I've stopped responding to it. But, yeah, no, Steve Rogers is happily retired. So, it is possible that Steve Rogers is happily retired. But what about Steven Rogers? And I know you guys are like, what the fuck what's the difference? So, Steve Rogers is the Captain America of Earth 19999999 because I refuse to call it Earth 616. But a few years ago, there was a comic called Secret Empire where the Red Skull basically took the Cosmic Cube, which is this reality warping device, and who just happened to be a real live person at the time, and convinced her to make another Steve Rogers who was loyal to Hydra. So, if you remember in Endgame, during the elevator scene where, you know, Steve has the scepter and he does the whole Hell Hydra thing, that was like a nice little Easter egg to Secret Empire. So, it's possible that he could be that version of Steve Rogers. We don't know. Or he might not even be coming back. Or, you know, he could be back in Avengers Doomsday as Johnny Storm. Who the fuck knows? And so I'm just like, hey man, if he comes back, he comes back. So this is my last story before I get into the reviews of the first 2 episodes of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And this is, you know, adjacent to the series. Hudson Thames, who is reprising his role as Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which was originally titled Spider-Man Freshman Year. He provided the voice work for Peter Parker before and What If in the Marvel Zombies episode. So Hudson was doing an interview with Collider magazine, and he said that his biggest fear for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man was that it was going to be annoying and woke. He also said that his fear did not come true and that the show is awesome and real well written, as well as true to the experience of young men, even non-superpowered ones, going through the trials of high school. So Collider did the thing that every news article does, and they took the first half of the quote and made that the headline. So, and you know, nowadays motherfuckers don't read, they just read the headlines. It's like, I swear phones have made us dumber and dumber. But yeah, he said, he was like, yo, it's actually a pretty good show. You know, like I said, and even then, like, they took the article and that's all they made of the article, was just like the little quote. So I'm actually going to read this word by word from basically beginning to end. Marvel's newest animated series, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, is set to premiere its first 2 episodes tomorrow and on January 29th, and will feature Hudson Thames returning from What If Season 1 to reprise his role as Peter Parker Spider-Man. Thames' career has been largely quiet since making his Marvel debut a few years ago. He featured in 1 episode of Ghost, the hit CBS show streaming on Paramount Plus, but that's been his only role before he prepares to suit up as the web slinger once more in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Collider's own Mike Thomas recently sat down for a chat with Thames, and he asked what it was like having a chance for a fresh take on Spider-Man in a world featuring characters never before seen in MCU like Norman Osborn and Lonnie Lincoln, and his answer might shock you. I thought it was awesome. I mean, my biggest fear that it was going to be annoying and woke, and it wasn't. I was like, yes, this is going to be great. It's so well written, and it feels like I'm the oldest of 5, and it feels so real. I'm the oldest of 5 boys, so I know what it's like. So I know what's happening in their lives and in high school, and it felt like it was doing that justice. Woke is a term which is more often than not used as a dog whistle for racism and sexism in internet fan bases. This interview also comes at the same time that Collider's Mike Thomas spoke with Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man showrunner Jeff Tramiel, who eloquently spoke about bringing a new version of New York City to life, one that is flush with representation that accurately portrays many different cultures and one of his biggest cities on earth. Thames' Oscar-nominated co-star Coleman Domingo has already experienced racist backlash for his casting as Norman Osborn, a character who is not inherently white in the comics. And then after that, they just break down who else is supposed to be in the show: Charlie Cox, Hugh Dancy, Kerry Walgreen, Vincent D'Onofrio, Eugene Byrne, Zeno Robinson, and so on and so forth. So, like, where the rest of the fucking interview at? That's it. They just took the clip. So yeah. And I'm just like, he might get fired now. He honestly might get fired. Either that or, people aren't going to watch the show just based off of that one clip. I mean, that one quote from an article that's where the rest of it is. So, where's the rest of the article? So, yeah, so if people don't watch it, Disney's going to cancel it. And we won't have any Spider-Man animated stuff. because who knows when the fuck Beyond the Spider-Verse is supposed to be coming out. But what are you gonna do? I mean, this is what happens when, you know, people fucking go too far and take something that meant one thing and fucking twist it and purport it. So, woke, the African American language synonym for general word awake, has been, god damn it, I don't want the Wikipedia, I want the definition. Here we go. The definition of woke: alert and concerned about social injustice and discrimination. So that's the original definition of woke, but these motherfuckers on the right have taken it and just twisted it into like anything that is progressive. Like, oh my god, you know, that and DEI have just become buzzwords for them. And I'm just honestly, I'm fucking sick of it, okay? So it's always some white person who's got to fuck up something. Like when Betty White did the dab, may she rest in peace, that was it. Nah, we was just, black people just like, nah, we ain't doing it no more, okay? White people got to it. It's like that episode of Atlanta when Darius took the white lady when they were in the UK to the African restaurant, and they basically bought the African restaurant and fucking fucked up the jollof rice. Like, fuck, leave our shit alone, yo. That's why we say stay woke. Fucking goofy goofball, goof nuts. Alright. Spoiler time. We're gonna talk about the first 2 episodes of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, formerly known as Spider-Man Freshman Year. So episode 1 is Amazing Fantasy, directed by Melican Zweyer, written by Jeff Trammell. So during his high school orientation, Peter's life was forever changed, and a new era of Spider-Man begins here. So this was a very good premiere. It was not Benedict Cumberbatch. I am looking at the cast now. So it was Robin Atkin Downs, who is a very prominent voice actor. He's done work on a lot of stuff. One of the things that always caught my ear with him is he worked on The Strain on FX. He was also on The Umbrella Academy and The Acolyte. Hulk in The Agents of Smash, Avengers Assemble. He's always doing some type of voice work wherever you see him. So yeah. So Peter Parker's first day at Midtown High, a fight between Stephen Strange and the symbiote alien destroys the school. Peter rescues another freshman, Nico Minoru, from the alien. He falls unconscious after being bitten by a spider that emerged from the portal that Strange created during the fight. And several months later, Peter has developed spider-like abilities and is secretly operating as the vigilante Spider-Man. Due to the destruction of Midtown High, he and Nico are now best friends, and they are attending Rockford T. Bell's High School, which does not have an advanced courses in it. Advanced courses in technology that Peter was excited for at Midtown. Also attending Bell's is Peter's childhood crush, Pearl Bagnan, and her new boyfriend and football team captain, Lonnie Lincoln. On the way to school one day, Peter saves Harry from a group of thugs who live stream their interaction. Later, he stops 2 criminals on the run from the police and receives wider public attention. After school, Peter returns home, where he lives with Aunt May, and is greeted by Norman Osborn. So I like this episode. The only thing I did not like about it was the end, where Peter meets Norman. So I actually posted the clip of, basically the clip of that in the clip of Civil War, Captain America Civil War, where Peter Parker comes home and Aunt May is having a conversation with Tony Stark. I get that this was originally supposed to be a MCU show, but then they realized, hey, there is no fucking Norman Osborn in the 616, or there is no Norman Osborn on Earth 1999999. So I don't want to see the MCU synergy. I already know like it's going to happen again, because I believe they're redoing the scene from Civil War where Ant-Man goes big for the first time. But I liked the first episode so far, and that's my only complaint. So episode 2, The Parker Love, directed by Liza Singer, written by Charlie Nooner. So Norman offers Peter an exclusive internship at his company, which is Oscorp, which Peter gladly accepts. The next day he goes to Oscorp after school and meets Jean Falcott, who was originally Finesse in the comics, somebody named Asha, and Amadeus Cho. And Peter is discouraged by Bentley Whitman, who is also known as the Wizard, a scientist who oversees the interns, but he enjoys himself more after being assigned to work with scientist Colin Connors on an energy product. Peter misses the school's victory at a football game since he has to go to his internship, but he is unable to also join Nico when they're invited to a party by Lonnie and Pearl. During his break from work, Peter sees news about a fire and he goes to investigate as Spider-Man. He finds an arsonist named Butane who has been hired to destroy the building using his flamethrowers as part of an insurance scam. But this idiot accidentally destroys her own building. Peter subdues Butane and notices a familiar logo on his equipment. After going back to Oscorp later than he hoped, Peter is summoned to Norman's office and shows Peter security footage of him putting on his Spider-Man suit in the hallway. Well, the stairway. It's like, bro, find a bathroom, crawl through a vent, jump out a window. But I like this episode more than I like the first one. And they are really like leaning into like a lot of concepts of modern day. So like in this episode, Lonnie is walking home. I can't remember if it was this episode or the first episode. But anyway, Lonnie is he's heading home, so he leaves the school, gets on the train and everything, gets off the train, starts walking down the neighborhood, walking down the street, going home. He slowly gets profiled by cops. The cops don't actually get out and harass him, but you know, it's the thing the cops do, slowly follow you while you're walking. It's like, what the fuck, man? I didn't do nothing, okay? Damn. But yeah, so far so good. We got 8 more episodes, and the way they're dropping these episodes is next week the episodes 3 through 5 will be dropping, and then after that it will be 6 through 8, and then February 19th will be the 2-part finale. So yeah, guys, I will keep you abreast and caught up on this. And there is a movie that I'm supposed to be possibly reviewing. I may be reviewing Love Hurts, not next week, but the week after. Either that or Captain America Brave New World. Yeah. So Love Hurts will be in 2 weeks. Captain America Brave New World will be in 3 weeks. And yeah, that's that, guys. So it's your boy Bernard. That was another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Go to w.gg, use the promo code AngryBlerd10 at checkout. I'll see y'all next week. I'm gonna go look through the art of this book because I just bought it as a coffee table book. Haven't even looked through it yet. All right, peace.